Nah, 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 nah. Never give up on yourself, 'cause there is no one else to ever be the way you are. Never give up on your dreams, that you will be that person you always wanted to be. And this life is worth living in the way that you want to live. You gotta just believe. Never give in to your fears when they keep telling you can't do what you were born to do. Never give up on your strength that you have in your heart, body, soul, and mind.
Hello, and welcome to Smile and Spread a Little Joy. I was just so into this article regarding the very first African American president of the Tournament of Roses. This is Gerald Freeney, beating the odds. And it says here, cancer survivor Gerald Freeney becomes the first black president of the Tournament of Roses. 130 years. This is by Justin Chapman in the Pasadena Weekly. Also in the January 25th Journal, they have a great article. And I will be featuring him on my show in the future, and also the clip I got from him yesterday talking about his journey and the 31 years he's been involved with the Tournament of Roses. But for those of you tuning in, you don't even know who you're talking to, really, huh? I'm Deborah. I just got overwhelmed here. So congratulations, Gerald Freeney. Congratulations. I'm Deborah, the SMILE lady. And SMILE is an acronym. And the kids in the school district, they know what the SMILE is. We were all born to smile, but let me break it down right now, because all of my interviews are based on a smile. No one sits in this hot seat if they don't have a smile to share. And the guest I have today, Mr. Sharp, Mr. GQ, I'm telling you, you'll see, you'll see. So the S, support. It takes a whole village to raise just one child. The M is motivate, that intrinsic motivation. Oh, what is it you love doing so much you would do it even if you did not get paid, right? Then the I, when you figure that out, it is your job to share that smile by giving back, serving, giving back, to serve. Yes, I love money, but that's secondary. Sharing your smile and leaving this place better is the gift to the world. L, love. Oh my goodness. That's a hug to yourself. You should hug yourself, somebody, 26 seconds a day, 3 times a day, like with your meal, like taking that vitamin before your meal. And then it's the smallest word, but the most powerful. I'm talking agape, even love the ones that's unlovable. It's easy to love the ones that love you back, but love the ones that's unlovable. Then your E, educate. Educate. Are you an educator? Are you a teacher? Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, this segment definitely has to do with educate, has to do with wisdom. And when I talked to Ferman Lewis on a Sunday at a brunch, he was sharp as a tack. I mean, every time he comes in, it's just like everybody, like E.F. Hutton stops and see what he has on. But one thing I got into, and that's why he's on the show today, he was talking about how he deals with the youth, and he steps up and he'll talk to them in a nice way, in a respectful way, to teach them a way. And a lot of these young men don't have a distinguished gentleman like this and have someone to teach them. And we're kind of blaming them, but it's our job. It takes a village. And he's a part of that village that really touched me. And I want them to duplicate him and make little clones of him everywhere, because some people are just afraid to speak up. But it is our job. So without any further ado, Mr. Ferman, King Ferman Lewis, I hope I got his name right. I want
Yep.
you to really, really, really embrace this and learn. This is my wisdom segment. Thank you so much.
Glad to be here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're my
Thank you.
omelet man. You taught me.
Yeah, easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah. Yes, yes. I just fell in love with you, your spirit. I didn't even know you were Leticia's dad, you know, and she threw you a birthday party, but I really, really love the way you came on, and you have a nicer spirit than me. You know, my Bonquisha comes out a little bit too often, and I need to be more like you. But before we go on to that, I want you to tell the audience, the world, I know, what you love doing so much that you would do it even if you did not get paid.
Okay, my name is Ferman Lewis. I like talking to you young people about self-respect. I was on the Federal bus one day, and the kids got out of school. They was on the bus. They all were talking loud. And two of the guys sat in front of me and two sat behind me. But it didn't bother me at the time. But when they started using the foul language, I touched one of the guys on the back. He turned around and looked at me, and I asked him, I said, do they teach you this kind of language in school? He said, no, sir. I said, do your parents know you talk like this? He said, no, sir. And so I told him, I said, have respect for yourself, then have respect for the people around you. And when I got off the bus, a lady that was sitting across from me, she was a nurse. So she got off the bus behind me. And she also asked, she said, mister, I turned around and looked at her. She said, I wouldn't have said nothing to either one of those kids. I said, ma'am, it's the way I approach them. Because the way I approached them, I said, when you first got on the bus, I took you to be a very intelligent young man. I said, but the language that you're using makes you look very bad. And so he didn't say another word to me. And this lady told me, said, I wouldn't have said nothing to either one of those kids. I said, but this is the way I approached them. If I had cussed him out, they would have cussed me back. Mm-hmm. And I was raised on respect by my mother and my parents. They all taught us about respect. I taught my kids all about respect. And I used to teach little league baseball. Mm-hmm. And at practice, before they throw an iron ball, I would sit down and talk to them about respect. Mm-hmm. And that's been my life. From then on, that's been my life, talking to kids about self-respect.
See? And you not only, the suits don't wear you. A lot of people, the suits wear them. Boy, you make you walk in there and everybody come up to you. Oh, there's Mr. Sharp. There's Mr. Firm. You get that all the time. And I know that what you just said comes out in you when you walk in a room, believe it or not. You've been doing that so long. And your daughter, I just love her, you know. And when I found out that she was your daughter, I even loved it.
Yeah.
I said, that's your daddy? She said, yeah, that's my daddy. That's your daddy, for real, that's your daddy.
Yeah.
So how many children do you have?
I have 4.
4? All grown, and how many grandkids?
You can say 8, because when my kids was growing up, the kids in the neighborhood, they all would be at our house. Mm-hmm. And I always talked to them about self-respect and things. As long as they were good kids there in the living room having fun, me and my wife didn't mind it.
See, that's good.
So we always had a house full of kids.
Good.
And my 80th birthday party, and my...
That just passed?
No, this was 4 years ago.
Okay.
And so 3 of the kids was at my birthday party, grown, married, and got their own family, homes and stuff like that. And so one of the boys, my daughter told me, she set a chair in the middle of the floor. She said, come on, Dad, sit here. So I said, and so she asked the people that knew me, get up and say something about me. So this one particular kid that stayed down the street from us, that I took him out to the ball field with my son, and he got up and spoke, brought tears to my eyes.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that wonderful to hear it before you're gone?
He said, if my dad, he said, if my dad walked in this door right now, said, I would know him. I would not know him. Said, Mr. Lewis is my dad.
Oh. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. See, people, see? This is a smile. This is the epitome of a smile. Leticia, you are just blessed to have him as a father. And I am so happy that I tapped into it so more people will know to share their wisdom in a kind way. You know, I've run into some of them kids and want to string them up. And I said, look, I go to jail for you. My life sentence is going to be... I have to kind of hold back. I'm getting a little better because some of these kids just come up on you just so harsh. And that's the temptation. But this is the way you're supposed to handle it. And that's why I have you on. You're like this calm in my storm. And to just say, handle that with kindness. So what did you do when you were in the working world? I know you're probably retired now. What did you do?
I worked at Miller Brewing
Oh, Miller Brewing?
out in Irvindale.
Oh, good. You still go down there and test the beer and stuff?
No.
I drink ginger
No,
beer.
I'm really not, I've never been a drinker.
Uh-huh.
I might have a little sip every now and then.
Is that where you retired from?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you work there?
I worked there 20 years.
Oh, wow. Did you go, were you in the military or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay.
When I was 16, I went down and volunteer. But I was turned down
Why?
because I had a broken leg. My leg was broke up here to the thigh.
Oh, the femur.
Yeah. And they wanted to break. I said, They want to break it so we can straighten it out. I said, no. And so I go try to get in the Army. They turn me down. I tried to get in the Navy. They turned me down. I tried to get in the Air Force. I tried to get in the Marine. I was
What?
turned down from all of them. So I'm on the bus. I'm on the bus that evening, so I'm going home. So I look at, I passed Salvation Army. They had a sign in one, help needed. I goes in there, apply for the job, fill out my papers and everything. So when the lady looked at it, she said, you're overqualified. I couldn't even get a job at Salvation Army.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So what, how many boys and girls do you have? Or?
I had 3 girls and 1 boy.
Okay, is he the baby?
No, Leticia's the baby.
Oh, daddy, baby girl.
But my son is the baby boy, so it's baby
Okay,
girl,
back and
baby
forth.
boy.
How many
yeah.
years between those two?
Between my son and Leticia,
And Leticia.
is 4 years. 4
Okay,
years.
okay. So she like that true baby girl.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I know she spoiled it.
Yeah.
You spoiled it, girl. You spoiled it. You spoiled it.
She spoiled me because she wanted, Dad, where you want to go? Dad, I said, I'm going to the store. I'll be there to pick you up. I said, no, I can walk. I said, I can walk out there and catch the bus. I'll be there in a few minutes.
Oh my goodness, she's spoiling her
Yeah,
daddy.
she stays there with me. She always.
Yeah, she. Did you live close to the coast?
Well, I live on Cordova here.
Okay,
And
so
she live on
we're kind of
Pasadena.
neighbors, yeah.
I
We,
buy PHS.
we don't want to get an address. Have them all them women's coming over there knocking on your door, and I had to come beat them up. So don't give your address, you kind of give them your text number and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
so we're really close. And you said you walked over here today, huh?
Yeah,
Well, I could
two
go ahead
blocks.
and ride you home because
It's
we're
only 2
neighbors.
blocks, yeah.
Yeah. But so your support system in this is your family, and I know you were involved probably in school, and your motivation is the youth.
That's right.
I see that, and how you give back now, just being you and giving advice and mentoring. Are you a part of any particular group or I know the Rose? You want to see Miss GQ at the Rose? Bring your camera. He will take photo shoots and selfies. He allowed me to do that. You're going to see a few of those rolled in. But people around him, they want to take pictures with him. He's always surrounded by somebody. And somebody walked past me and I said, hi, wait a minute. I got to do talk to Mr. They just passed me. I said, wait a minute, you know.
Yeah.
So I may make him a personal autograph book, you know. So when you come, take a selfie, get an autograph, and you know, go there. So that's why I did. Well, really, I'm a foodie. My cousin behind the director of this show, she know I'm a foodie. So I go to the Rose for their awesome brunch, and I'm standing in line, and he's directing me on how to get my omelet. That's when I fell in love. You tell me how to get my food, I'll fall in love. You know, so the love of, now where this fashion, now this I gotta ask you. I gotta ask them this. Your fashion sense, you are just always sharp.
Well, my people's always, my dad, my uncles, they all, when they got
Because this is a walking suit and you sharp.
Yeah. When they all got off from work, they come home, take their bath, shower, and eat. Then they get dressed and go down to the barber shop, where they sit down and talk and play checkers and stuff like that. And and then my brother, my oldest brother, I really got a lot of from him, because when he was working, if he saw one shirt, he would buy 4 of them different colors. And so when he goes off to work in the morning, get up 7 o'clock, go to work. So I'm leaving home by 8:30 to get to school. So he gone. I goes in his wardrobe, because we wore the same size. I would get dressed up and go to school. And I would get home before he get off from work. But this particular evening, I go downtown where they hang out with it. When you get out of school, they hang out on downtown. But so I'm down there, and he come off on a break. And he saw me, but he didn't say anything. But when they got back home, he put the bam on me.
So your brother, what was your brother's name?
Alonzo Lewis.
Alonzo Lewis. Now Ferman, I've never heard that name. Where did that come? Is it a family name?
Well, my mother told me that when she was in the hospital with me, the nurse gave that name.
Oh.
So she accepted.
Okay.
And plus, I had an older cousin. His name was Sherman. So, then when the nurse gave my mother that name, Ferman. So she accepted.
Oh, she accepted that. And so, where were you born? Where you were born?
I was born in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh,
yes.
And raised. How long have you been in California?
I was in 1962.
Oh, 62. So you got there 12 years before I did. I came in 74.
Yeah, because when I left Birmingham, I went to Cleveland, Ohio.
That's where I was raised.
That's where I met my wife in Cleveland.
Okay, what part of Cleveland?
East Cleveland.
Okay, so
111 in Superior.
Okay.
Now, Steve Harvey lived on 112th in Superior.
Shut up.
But I didn't know him then.
Okay.
I didn't know him when I was there.
I went to Jane Addams Vocational School, not John Adams, and then of course there was East Tech there. You know where Cuyahoga Community College is? Well, I was raised in the projects there. Even though I was born in New York, I was raised in the projects of Cleveland, Ohio. And so Jane Addams was on one corner, Sterling Elementary, then it was Cuyahoga Community College, right there in Brick City. And so I left there in 70, I think, and then moved to Wisconsin. So I've been kind of moving around New York, Cleveland, Wisconsin, and this is my final place right now. So goodness, our paths have been crossing there.
Yeah, so I had my 3 kids was born in Cleveland, and Leticia was born here in Pasadena.
Okay, so she's okay. So does she have any kids?
Yes, she had 2 boys and a daughter.
Okay, so she's first generation California. Her kids are second generation. Now, if she has any grandkids,
You got 1 grandkid.
that's a true Californian. They say a true California is that 3rd generation.
Yeah.
So she was born here, so that grandchild is true California.
Yeah. and
Wow.
take her 3 kids. Wait a minute, my other daughter, Miss Felita.
Mm-hmm.
No, Tish had kid first. She had kid first. Okay, say I helped her with her kids, babysitting,
Mm-hmm.
because I told them they were gonna get babysitter. I said, I don't take care of these kids.
Oh, give me. You a true. Y'all, true smile. True smile. True smile. Ferman Lewis. And yes, he is the, what would I call you? The icon at the Rose. You'll see him there at the Rose. Come on, trust me. 10 a.m. breakfast, go to the omelet line first. That's what I do. That's what I do. The other stuff is secondary. You know. But goodness, so you've been going there since they've opened, huh?
Yeah.
Has Leticia been working there since they
No,
opened?
she just started last year. She started
Last year? Okay. Is that when you started coming or what?
No, I was going there before that.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was through there before they opened it up.
Oh, okay.
Because when they, before they opened it up, the guy had the front door open. So I was, because it used to be a market there.
Mm-hmm.
When the market went out.
Yeah,
of business.
Gelson's.
Yeah. And so I goes and I asked the guy, Sweater, he told me what it was, you know. I said, can I look around? He said, yeah, I want to look around in there. I asked, what is this seating compassion? He said, 1,400.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. So I was telling him about Barbara Morris.
Oh.
I said, Barbara Morris opened up the park every summer. I said, why don't you get her to open up here?
Wow. Wow. You know, I been studying vocal lessons under Barbara Morrison for 2 years now.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm now down at Leimert Park every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I performed, believe it or not, by accident last night. I performed with her at the LA Athletic Club. She
Okay.
called me up while she was singing George Benson's This Masquerade, because she knows that's one of the ones that I love. And I performed that with her last night, just last night. But you know she has that jazz and blues
Yeah.
museum that she opened up, but then she also hosts an International Jazz Month. April, Leimert Park. Go to barbaramorrison.com or however you get to Barbara Morrison and see the lineup she has for the full month of April. And then February 24th, I hope this airs before then, she'll be at Pasadena City College performing her Dinah Washington
Dinah
Washington. Her one woman show, Dinah Washington, Barbara Morrison, February 24th. Get details, go to her website, you know. And so she's still performing all around at Pips, at the Los Angeles Athletic Club. She's just a energizing bunny, just still performing. Wow. So what do you do for fun, Mr. Cool? And I know you have 3 closets.
Well, I got a closet.
A walk-in closet? I know it's packed with suits and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
How many pair of shoes you have?
I don't know, about 15, 20
Oh,
pairs of
Lord.
shoes,
And how
something
many suits? 100?
like that. I got a suit for every day in the week.
Oh!
I love clothes.
I'm telling you, you could probably go into the GQ Gap, you know. Okay, and hats. I know you have how many?
I got about 8.
See, I mean his tie, his little, what do you call it, kerchief?
Yeah.
I mean old school sharp. I'm not talking. I'm talking about classy sharp.
But you know, you can just have 2 suits and have 4 outfits out of them 2 suits. If you got a black suit and a gray suit, you can wear the black coat with the gray pants. Then take the gray pants and wear the black coat with the gray pants.
See?
So that's 4 outfits.
Yeah, and then change up your little ties and stuff like that. Yeah. So I know you have one every day of the week, and then you mix and match all of those.
And what really shows off a suit is the hanky in the pocket up there.
Yes, okay. Then you have one in there that you use.
Yeah, it don't have to be a matching tie. You can just have different colors, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like they come out now with their shirts. You don't have to have just white shirt or blue shirt. They come out with the stripes. And with the stripes, if you got a stripe, like I wear a striped shirt, I might have a polka dot tie with it.
Oh, I have a picture of you. Right, I have a picture
Yeah.
of you when you came to the Rose. I think you took, it's a picture with you and your daughter or something like that. You had that, and I said, only he can make that work. Only Ferman Lewis can make that work. Okay, so in the community, I know I want you to give your words of wisdom in your camera, what you want to say to the youth or whatever, you know, to encourage them.
Okay. Respect. Respect starts at home. And if you have respect in the house, your kid will respect the next door neighbor.
That's it, tell it.
And that will go out through the neighborhood. So the parents need to start teaching respect at
Tell
home. And that way your kid will respect the next door neighbor and the people in the neighborhood. Not only in the neighborhood, on the buses and things. Because when they get out of school, I know when they get out of school, I ride the bus a lot. When they get out of school and they be on the bus, they be talking loud, disrespecting the older people's on the bus. And when nobody, bus driver won't say anything to them. So sometimes I make it my point to get up and talk to one of them anyway.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That was the impetus that one had on the show. I said, we need more of that. We're so afraid of the children. We're so, you know, with all of this going on, I could, oh my goodness.
And I was so proud of my president, President Barack Obama. He spoke about respect on his show once. And I got up and applauded him. He talked about respect. Something that I have never heard another president say anything about. They make them big speeches. I've never heard them say anything about respect.
Wow. You're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to talk. Maybe you and your baby girl gotta come out. Look at this cane. Can you look at this cane? Look at this, y'all. Look at, he even have a shot. Look, this elephant. Oh my goodness.
That was
Man, a good weapon, and it's a good little walking stick. Oh my goodness. He's sharp as a tack.
that was my granddaddy cane.
Oh wow. I mean, you just I love you. I love you. And you know what? We got to step up to the plate like Ferman Lewis and continue to share our wisdom in a nice way. I'll keep Bonquisha under wraps, and I'll work more on my smile and sharing that wisdom in a positive way. And a lot of times they don't want to listen, but you just plant that seed, it'll grow. Somebody will water it. Don't give up on our children. We need more people like Ferman Lewis to share that wisdom, the way of dress. He respects himself. You just go, you just come someplace, and when you walk in the room, watch what happens. Oh, I love you.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
just awesome, awesome, awesome. You can either wait around. I don't know if you want to walk home.